Hello, everybody. This is Andrew with World to Come Ministries, and we have a special video for you. I want to go over how we create some of our videos. I thought it'd be nice to do a behind the scenes video, so let me know what you think of this and what you like. But this is our YouTube channel. We have our what we call daily Bible readings. We are currently in the book of Ruth, but we are gonna be moving to 1 Samuel in our series. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start creating our 1 Samuel daily Bible reading book. So I've already got a couple chapters kind of started, but we're going to go from scratch and start kind of how I do it. So the first thing we're going to do is I use Logos Bible Study to bring in all my words, all my stuff, and they have a media that I use to bring in my backgrounds and my graphics. So we're going to go ahead and go through there we go, and we're going to look for our first Samuel. There we go. Bible background. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. So that way I can use it as my background. So now that we did that, I'm going to go to Ruth, which we used the last time. And I'm going to take our what we did the last time. We do an intro and an exit video on all of our videos that my wife is nice enough to kind of voice over. So we're going to take and we're going to change the backgrounds, and we're going to change kind of the way this setup is. We're going to change everything for our new program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save a copy. We are no longer intro video for Ruth, but we are 1 Samuel. So now that I saved it, I am gonna be able to go in, edit, and change over our backgrounds. First thing I'm gonna do is slide into the Slide Master. This is the master that I've edited already. But first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our background for Ruth. Or, sorry, not Ruth. 1 Samuel. Okay, so I insert that. You see it's 1 Samuel. Now, one thing that I do, because it makes the words a little easier to read, is I match with the eyedropper. I kind of match the color, and I give it a little bit of a shadow on my shape. That way it kind of helps with the words, kind of helps make them seen a little bit. Normally, I do transparency about 70%. And it looks like that might... Let's go about 65. So that way we can still see the 1 Samuel, but it doesn't get in the way of our words. So what I did here was I went ahead and part of my slide master, I went ahead and added a picture which has my logo of World to Come Ministries or Luke. I added that and I put it in the corner. And then I created our 2 boxes. You got your main text box and you got your title text box. And that is the layout for our program. So I went into the slide master, edited how I wanted it to look, and then I closed the master. And as you can see, it's already formulating our boxes for what we want. Now the differences that I did between the master and our actual text is I made our boxes a little bit less. I did not change the master because when I start doing the actual verses, I want them to be big. So I made the master for what I'm going to be doing a lot of, and then I can still edit the boxes on every slide, so they don't have to be the master. But if I select and I hit reset, it will automatically reset to whatever my master is set for that slide. This is a title slide, so my master is set for the title slide. If I change the layout to a title and content, you see the master changes to what I have it set for the master, because the master is set on that title slide. So the official master is set as a title slide. So we're going to go ahead, change that back to the way we had it. We're going to save this as a video because I turn my intros into a video and then I add some sound to it. So as you can see, that is exporting to a video. We're going to close that. We're going to go ahead and do our exit video the same way that we did the other. So our master is set. We're going to format our background. Add in our picture. I'm going to go to 65%. Everything else will stay the same. So we close it. Master gets updated. And we're going to save. As 1 Samuel. Oops. And I accidentally saved that in the wrong spot. So we're going to move that there. Okay. So we get that saved. We're going to make our video. Okay, so that's the first step that I do with the world to come when I'm starting a new chapter. I will go in, I will make an intro video, I'll make an exit video, and then we will start in on getting our complete intro ready and our complete exit ready. So I use OpenShot Video Editor. It's an open source editor that I use. It's a basic editor for video. It does a little bit of audio, but the audio is kind of limited. But the main thing I use it for is I can add things and make it, make my video be put together. So we're going to go to 1 Samuel. We're going to bring in our intro and our exit video. I'm going to go to where my music is. Okay. So we're going to take that. I'm going to bring in the intro. I'm going to bring our music in. There we go. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this to match our timing of the video. And then there we have it. We have our intro video with music. Select our folder and exporting our video. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and do our exit the same way as we did our beginning. Okay. And that is how I get our start for the intros and the exits of our videos. So now let's get into how we actually make our PowerPoint and our text of 1 Samuel. So what I do, since I already had it set up for Ruth, is I go to Ruth and I copy the chapter just like we did. So File, we're going to save a copy, change that to 1 Samuel chapter 1. Okay. And now it is saved for 1 Samuel. But as you can tell, we still have the background of Ruth, and we have to get that changed. So what I do is I go to my slide master, which is similar to what we did for the intro and the exit. I have it all set up. We're going to go ahead and put in our background, and we're going to make sure our transparency is at 65, and then as you can see, all my slides have changed to the 1 Samuel backgrounds all at once, because I added the master and told the master how we wanted it to look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep one slide, because that will, if I delete it, then my master gets a little messed up. It doesn't realize the changes that I made to it. So when I bring in my other program, it doesn't adhere to the master very well. So what I'll do is I'll bring slides from Outline, which I will show you here in a minute. I will show you how I create my outline. But I already created an outline for chapter 1. So we will go ahead and import our chapter 1 outline into our 1 Samuel. So it takes a minute, but as you can see, they come in black, and they're kind of here to our outline, but it doesn't have my white font, doesn't have my sizing that I told it to use. So what I do is I will select all, and I will reset, which will reset it to what I changed in the master. So it will reset for my Arial black font, my 60 size, and my white color. And then the same with the words, they're automatically changed to my Arial black, 44 font, and white color. And as you can tell, it brings it in very quickly, and it brings it in exactly how I want it to be, with the spacings, the sizes, and everything. And that is my trick to doing this and doing this a little quicker, is I don't have to edit each slide. I use my master, and I just kind of use my outline and make my PowerPoint. So we have actually made what we're going to use for our 1 Samuel chapter 1 video Write live and in person. So we're going to save that. I'm going to jump over and show you how we make our outline. So I've already created a 1 Samuel chapter 2 outline. All I did to create this is 1 Samuel 1, I went ahead and changed, saved it over to chapter 2. I went to my Logos program, which has my King James Version Bible, and I copied Samuel chapter 2 and pasted it into the program. So as you can tell, when I paste it, it has all the verses. The heading is what we have to put in, because the way it works for the outlines is you got different levels for the outline. So level 1 will be your headings, your titles. When it makes the PowerPoint, that will be your title. Your level 2 is your content, your insides, what they put in the boxes. So that's all I use for levels, but there is several different levels that you can put in, and then there's also a body text. So play around with it yourself if you would like to. This is just kind of how I create for our videos, but you can do various different things. So what I do is I copy and paste my titles, and it will automatically set it as level 1 because that's what I copied. So I will go through to each one of the verses, and I will copy my titles. Now, what I have found when I do this is when I'm looking at my layout, if it's more than 2 lines, it's going to look really kind of small on PowerPoint. It's going to format a little different. So what I'll do is I'll go through here, I'll put in all my titles, and then I will go back through and make sure that each one of these verses are no more than 2 lines, even if that means splitting them up. Which, if you see in our latest videos of the roof, we did this, and it is a little easier to read. There's not so many words, and they're not all bunched together. I don't have to minimize my fonts and do all that. So I've just created my program. I find a good, reasonable place to split it. And then I will put my title slide back in. Some of these are a little longer than others. I try to get it split as well as I can. It's taken me a lot of practice and a lot of time to get these kind of the way I want them. So now I kind of have my own format, my own order, how I do it. I don't always do all the titles and then split them. Sometimes I will split everything and then go through and just copy and paste my titles, because it's a little easier for me just to go through and copy paste everything at once. But for this, I wanted to show you kind of what my thought process was to how I do it. And so you guys get a sense of what World to Come is. We are not here just for Andrew to talk and have fun little things come up for us. We are wanting to teach people about Jesus, about the Bible. We want you to read the Bible. That's why we do this. I am not a very good reader in real life, in person. So I like listening to audiobooks. I like listening to the Bible being preached, being taught, being read. So me and my wife have kind of decided that we want to read the Bible for you, so you can sit back. If you can't focus on it at the time, you can turn it on while you're doing something else, or turn it on, while you're driving, whatever the case may be, that you can get the Word of God and you can follow along with the words. That's why we do the PowerPoints the way we do it, so that way you can read as as Charity is reading to you, you can read. I comprehend better if I kind of do both, where I'm reading it and at the same time that I'm reading it, if I can sit there and I can listen to it, it kind of makes me learn and, kind of recall it a little bit better. So that's what we try to do with these videos. We put a lot of work into them, even though sometimes, your audio don't always sound right. And, the little things kind of get overlooked. But as you can tell in this video, it takes time and it takes effort to do what we do every week, every day. Charity does a really good job of making sure she records. Like, I will get this one ready, and then tomorrow she'll come in and she'll record 1 Samuel 1 and 2 and whatever else I have ready at the time. She'll come in, she'll read them, and she'll get them ready for the final video. I do not like the way that I read. So Charity has graciously helped me out with making sure I didn't have to read. She takes care of the reading, which, especially with us using the King James Version, it's a little harder to read than some of the others, but I like the King James Version because I'm used to it. Grew up Baptist. That's all I've really done. I got into a little bit of other versions here and there, but as a channel, we have decided that King James is going to be our go-to Bible, our Bible that we use in everything that we do on our channel. The verses will be King James. But I'm getting a little off track. We got as you can see, we have all of our 36 verses, no more than 2 lines, and we are ready to import them into our PowerPoint. So I will go ahead and open up our chapter 1 PowerPoint. I will save our copy because this will now become chapter 2. I will do like I did before. I will select all of them, but I will leave one slide in there so that way when I import them, it imports to the same way that my master is. Now once I import them, I can delete it because it doesn't import the generic master. It follows what my actual master is. If I would have left the slide in, it would have created the normal master and overridden everything that I did. So that's why I leave one slide in when I bring it in, because I purposely want a certain way and I wanted a certain thing. So that's kind of why I leave it, so it doesn't default to something I don't want. So I select them all, hit reset. As you can see, all my words are looking good. And most of my words are 4 lines. Sometimes you get that little 5th line, but they're easier to read. They stay at my font level that I set for the master. And they are ready for Charity to do her voiceover and then put into our complete video, which we are not going to have time today to show you how we do that. I'm hoping that we can get a tutorial video of how she puts it together and how the final ones look. But please make a conscious effort to read the Bible every day. Whether you come and watch our videos of our Bible readings or whether you just open up your own Bible and you read. It is important that you read God's Word every day and you let God speak to you through it. So thank you for joining us. I hope this video wasn't too long-winded. And have a great night. Don't forget to come back every morning at 6 a.m. and watch our daily Bible reading.